How did you start in the loan?
It's a great question. I actually was, believe it or not, I was one of the first people at AT&T Wireless selling cell phones.
So you were at AT&T?
I was selling digital cell phones. If I'm the one providing great service on the residential side, and then you turn around and you want to buy a commercial, and I provide great service for the commercial purchase, what happens now? That client's happy, more referrals for you, more referrals for us. Those are important things to us.
I get a pre-approval. Tell them everything's going fine. Trust them dearly, blindfoldedly. And I don't sell residential. I do commercial real estate. I do investments and an administrative for the Office of Partnership Realty. But this particular property I'm selling to my first cousin. Now that's the worst damn that you can have, because the family, are you kidding me? Can't get it done. We've got a denial letter. I go, what? That's my cousin. We're under contract. They're packing. They're moving. They got tape on it. You know, they're already marking their boxes. This goes in the kitchen. She goes, I talked to a couple lenders. They said no, they couldn't do it. I'm still like this down, you know. And I'm like,
you thinking they're moving in with you here soon?
Yeah, but she did give me some hope. She goes, I've got it under control. Javier has already got your pre-approval done. You've got these non-related, real individuals that are in real estate that are now real estate advisors.
Yes.
Those are the worst ones.
Yeah, I love the one when they speak to their neighbors that's a plumber and he's giving you real estate advice.
I do want to say one thing, and I think it's important. One of the things why I value working with you, Ismael, and everybody out there in the audience, one of the biggest things that I see, that we see as mortgage companies dealing with, not just with the, let's just say realtors from this area, but realtors. Right. I'm licensed in New Jersey, New York, so I deal with a lot of realtors in Jersey as well. A lot of companies up there. Ismael is the one, or Partnership Realty and Ismael, the only ones that I've seen how you defend your people.
Welcome everybody again. I'm here. I'm actually tickled pink about today's show here. I've got probably one of the best darn mortgage institutions in the entire United States of America. So they are so important in our lives because financing is everything. That is going to make your deal. That's going to close your deal. It's going to make everything go smoothly from the beginning of the transaction to the end. But the important part about it is knowing who they are, okay? But before I introduce you to them, I want to introduce the lovely Patty Mejia here, who controls almost everything. Everything that she does over there with you guys, I mean, from the designing, from the shows, to, I mean, you name it. She's a phenomenal designer and event planner. I want to take her away from you.
That's fine.
For the right price, right? For the right price only.
Always, right?
Yeah, so I think that maybe if I offered it, we might talk about that because she is so darn good. Yep. Every time that you guys do something, it is top notch. Now, there's a lot of institutions out there in mortgage, okay? And very few of them will hit that 5-star rating, that plateau that you guys hit. I know that she is a great help on that.
Yes.
Because she's helped us here with our own personal events and things like that, and everything time that she does anything, decorates it, prepares it, coordinates it. Oh my God!
Thank you, Mael.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing to have you. But then again, with a great friend of mine here, okay, we have our office manager here, Javier in Fiesta. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you. I
am privileged to see you and have you back here at the show because you are really, on the mortgage side, she gets the easy side. But on the mortgage side, the one that overlooks all the troubleshooting, making sure that everything goes well and stuff like that, you're hands-on and all that. So, you guys are phenomenal. But I'm so curious. Tell me, who's here with us today? Because
absolutely. No, thank you for having me here. We appreciate that. And here to my left, I'm actually my name's Javier. I'm with Absolute Home Mortgage. I'm the manager of the office, branch manager. And to my left here is our sales manager, Jesse Dabrico. Jesse's been with me for how many years now?
Too long, actually. We got together in 2009.
So
Yeah.
2009, so how many
Yeah.
years is that?
Wow.
Almost 25 years, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
17, sorry, 17, bad math. And I'm in the mortgage business. I can't do simple math, you know? Pretty scary, right? Need my calculator. But anyways.
You don't even need it. We got the calculators nowadays. Who needs
Sure.
it? So, Jesse, tell me something. You guys are. This is the important thing. How many states are you guys in?
Right now we're through 38.
Un-
And growing, yeah. So we're continuing to grow. That is actually one thing that myself and corporate office takes
Exactly.
liking to, is to continue to grow, continue to expand. We've been picking up about 3 or 4, sometimes 5, depending on the licensing backside of the state. So
You guys are amazing.
We appreciate
I
that.
haven't seen that there has been a client or a realtor that's brought a client into your office that you guys have not had a program for them. I think you come with every program there is. I mean, if someone can't get a loan with you, it's just because, period, they can't just get a loan.
That is
You
correct.
know,
Yeah, we're proud
they
of
just
that.
can't get a loan.
We're very proud of that. We're very unique in the sense that not only are we a correspondent lender, where we
Yeah.
actually provide services, all the FHA, conventional, all those programs that are available to everybody. Pretty much, we all do it in-house with our own underwriting team.
Exactly.
But we also have the ability to broker. So we also have a broker's license. So for the programs that we can't do internally with our underwriters,
Which are very, very few and far in between.
very few to really very that I know of out of
Yeah.
let's just say 26,000 lenders. They may be like 5 that have the
Yeah.
same setup that we have. you know?
Yeah.
Ishmael, funny story on that real quick. Actually, in my interview with Javier back in 2009,
Yeah.
one of his slogans was he can put a home mortgage on a Huffy bike. So it's funny that you just brought that
I
up.
love
but-
that. Yeah, no, like I said, very few and far in between. Javier, I want to know, when you started, what got you motivated? How did you start? How did you start in the loan?
It's a great
The
question.
mortgage business.
I actually was, believe it or not, I was one of the first people at AT&T Wireless selling cell phones.
So
Selling
you were at
digital,
AT&T?
I was selling digital cell phones. The first digital phone,
Okay.
I sold it. Nokia 3120. I sold it. believe it or not.
You still remember
I still remember
that says a little about his age.
It does. It
Does
does.
that
It
say
does.
about his
It does.
age?
He was proud about that, wasn't he?
That was 1997 to be exact. So I do have a couple grays coming out now, but it's been a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
so then one of my clients at the time, remember back then, only very I should say high-end people had cell phones back then.
Exactly,
Right? You know, it
yeah.
wasn't everybody didn't have a cell
Not
phone.
even doctors. I remember that.
Some
Very
did
few
not, yeah.
doctors didn't even have it. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And so one of my clients, she gave her obviously great service and was able to give her and her team phone,
Mm-hmm.
and she just liked me and continued to follow up with me and kept trying to
Yeah.
recruit me. And when I tell you she called me every week, she called me every week for a year, and finally I just gave in and said, let me give this a shot. And I ended up working for her, and she was my mentor, and I
Wow.
love her to death to this
Wow.
day. And she got me in this business, and you know what? From the moment I started, literally within the second month, I won the award of top loan officer
Wow.
at that company.
Yeah.
And it
You
was-
found a passion for it.
Absolutely.
A passion for what you've done, and you're still doing it.
Yeah.
I would have to say, being in the real estate business or just even being, in the mortgage business, it is a career. It's for the rest of your life. And it's something that you enjoy. You love having
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
So you kind of worked your way up because from a loan officer, here you are right now running a complete office and doing one heck of a great job.
I appreciate
And
it.
I don't know how many loan officers, you got a ton of loan officers that work for you.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is that you're one of these individuals that can juggle a gazillion things at the same time because, running an office is not easy.
It's not,
And
it's not.
especially in the mortgage business, because I was in the mortgage business for some years back. And then when this whole market crash happened, 2007, 2008, I just got lazy. I totally got lazy because being a loan officer, running a mortgage company, wow, does that take a lot of responsibility in your hands, on your shoulders, to making sure that you comply for these contract dates, that you close on time, that everything goes smoothly. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Not to mention
You
the
know.
compliance part of it, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of regulation in our business.
Yeah.
It's heavily regulated. So
It is.
It's a lot of time, very time consuming.
Yeah.
Big process, obviously. And what we do is, what we learn and why we work for this company. We've been with this company now over 17 years.
Wow.
And it's very far and few between that you speak to any loan officer that ask them how long have they been with their mortgage company. I probably guarantee you they, not one, will
Bounce.
tell you they've been in that long.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're proud of, And the reason why is because we have a unique setup. Our setup is different.
Yeah.
We have the ability to do our own programs in-house with our underwriting
Right.
team.
Yes.
And if we can't get it done there, we can broker the loan. That gives us flexibility to be able to offer all types of
Yeah.
products, from residential kind of loans to commercial loans. We do everything. Even if there's a loan out there
Yeah.
for a Huffy bike, as Jesse said here, I would do it, you know?
Yeah.
So we've known for that, and that's something that's important to us, and let me tell you why, Ismail. It's important to us that when we have that relationship with a realtor, okay, for example, let's just say like with
Yes.
you, and you're my realtor, I don't want you calling anybody else.
Right.
I want you calling me for everything.
Exactly.
Right? So that way I can service all your clients, because what happens,
Exactly.
and that benefits you also, because what happens is if your customer today buys a house, okay, but next month wants to buy a shopping center,
Precisely.
and that customer goes to another bank for that shopping center, has a bad experience, and then they can't close, or now all of a sudden it's a bad reflection on you, right? Well,
Yeah.
guess what? If I'm the one providing great service on the residential side, and then you turn around and want to buy a commercial, and I provide great service for the commercial purchase, what happens now? That client's happy, more referrals for you, more referrals for us. Those are important things to us.
You know, you remind me of something right now. This is a story I've got to tell you a couple of years back. And you probably don't remember because you guys do so many loans and stuff like that. And you probably do remember. But anyway, so I get this, a very good friend of ours, both you and I know him very well. We love him to death because, you know, one thing I love about you guys, we don't look at other agencies as competition. No, they're just there. They're entitled to work and do the thing. But you guys are out there to be the best of all of them, you know. So they better step up to the game if they really want to be at your level, okay?
Great.
So going back to the story, I get a pre-approval, tell them everything's going fine, trust them dearly, blindfoldedly. And I don't sell residential. I do commercial real estate. I do investments and an administrative for the Office of Partnership Realty. But this particular property I'm selling to my first cousin. Now that's the worst damn that you can have, because the family, are you kidding me? All right.
Good and
so,
bad, right?
Oh yeah. To my cousin and his wife. So I was assured this transaction is going to take place. So he gets the loan, and next thing you know, a couple weeks later, the transaction coordinator that we got here, Sonia, is telling me, can't get it done. We've got a denial letter. I go, what?
Uh-oh.
That's my cousin. We're under contract. They're packing. They're moving. They got tape on it. You know, they're already marking their boxes. This goes in the kitchen. This goes in the living room. I go, holy jeez. He goes, Ishmael, relax. I've got it all under control. That's why I love Sonia, and you do too. You know, so much. She's our transaction coordinator here, our manager. She goes, I've talked to a couple lenders. They said no, they couldn't do it. I'm still like this down, you know. And I'm like,
You thinking they're moving in with you here soon?
yeah. But she did give me some hope. She goes, I've got it under control. But when she mentioned that there were two other lenders that said no, besides the other friend of mine, who's also a friend of yours from another agency, correct, couldn't do it. 2 weeks later, of course, you know, my morale, myself, I was like down and out. She goes, I got it all under control. Javier has already got your pre-approval done, and we're closing per the closing date. It was on a condo. You saved my life, because can you imagine what the family would have talked about me? You know, I told you not to use Ishmael. He doesn't know what the heck he's doing. So a mortgage company is a reflection of the realtor.
100%. 100%. It's so important, you know, that we work together, right? We're a team. You know, and my realtors, you know, it's like family to me. All of them. I treat them as family, only because
You do too.
we both have to come to
You
an
do too.
agreement
Yes.
to work together, you know, and be able to close that transaction. But then it's not about just that one transaction, right? What I always like to say is this. Every customer for me is not a customer just today. It's a
Yeah.
customer for life, right?
Yeah.
No, there's no greater compliment for me is when now that I'm seeing the closings that I had in 1998, 1999, and 2000, that the parents are sending their children to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about that. It's great, you know?
Again,
So-
you're talking a little bit about
Yeah,
your age.
right.
and it's okay. That's
This is-
okay, right?
He's being
When
honest
their
and humble,
parents-
right?
When their parents are sending their children. Okay, I mean, you're still a young guy, bro. I got to joke around.
But you know what, though? That's, to me, it's
You
the greatest
know,
compliment to have.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
your children's more important to you than
Likewise.
anything, right?
Same thing to me.
Yeah.
Same thing with me.
That tells me I did a great job, right? Because
Yeah.
I protect my children more than anybody, right? So
Yeah.
the parents are that comfortable to come back to me again.
Yeah.
Years later, I'm talking about 10, 15 years later, I'm getting that phone call. Remember me? You did my house back in 1999? Of course I say yes, right? I don't remember all the time.
Yeah.
But they go, yeah, but
Yeah.
my son's buying now. Great, and that's something that's important.
Tell me a story that that you can think of here in South Florida. We're just going to keep it here in our branch here in Palm Beach County and so forth. Because you just don't do Palm Beach County; you do the entire state of Florida.
Yeah, right.
That was one of the ones that you pulled your hair that day, and you go, Javier, can you remember back one that was a difficult one, really
for sure.
a hard one that.
Yeah, we come across those pretty often every once in a while, right? Well, in today's market, right, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes,
and
there
just
is.
to touch base on the realtors that we work with and how serious we take those relationships, because at the end of the day, we're in the trenches together, right? Just as an example. And with that being what I mean by that, right? And the transaction, there's so many moving parts, right? You got a buyer, you got a seller, you got a listing agent, you got a buyer's agent, you got an inspector, you got an appraiser, you got a title, right?
HOA,
100%. So the parents,
Yeah.
parents of the buyers, whoever it is.
Oh,
right?
wait. Here's the best part. You've got these non-related, real individuals that are in real estate that are now real estate advisors.
Yes.
Those are the worst ones.
Yeah,
I love the one when they speak to their neighbors that's a plumber and he's giving you real estate advice and tell us how to do our job or yourselves as realtors' job. It's amazing out there.
Yeah.
But with having all that, obviously you could just call it stress, right?
Yeah.
On your plate, the great thing about it is working with great agents, and especially here at a partnership, it's a breath of fresh air, because at the end of the day, we all know what we're going through.
Right.
If
Right.
we all have the same common goal, we all have to keep our service
Yeah.
top-notch level. But when we work with top agents as well,
Yeah.
it's such an easier breath of fresh air, because you got to keep in mind where the sellers and the buyers don't do this every day. That's what we do, right? So we got to keep them cool, calm, and collected just to keep it going.
Well,
smooth.
yeah, we want this to be the most pleasant experience that we
Sure,
could have.
sure.
But I still have, Chris. We're such good friends. Okay,
Right.
we are. We truly are. And thank you for being here with us at the show.
Thank you for having
But we're always joking around. That's one good thing about us. We're never serious.
True.
We're always joking around. So sorry about this. I got to bring it in.
Sure.
Remind me one time or a story or something like that you just hung up the phone with our manager here, and you go, okay. Any story that you would be willing to share on camera that it was just one difficult story, whether it was when he first started as the supervisor,
Yeah.
when he
For
first
sure.
started, you just said,
Which one do I want to go with?
okay.
huh?
Okay.
There's a ton of them,
Listen, we'll just discuss this on Monday. Today's Friday. We'll just discuss it on Monday. And you just hung up and you go, why do I do this? Why
Well, one thing is when I started, I did start 17 years ago, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
I started with Absolute Home Mortgage, and he was supposed to be the one interviewing me.
Okay.
I came in for 3 days straight. Number one, nobody told me it was in 2009, so nobody told me that we're in an absolute mortgage debacle.
Yeah.
Nobody. Try to keep that out of the interview, right? So I'm in there thinking I'm advancing my career. I was in a lot of different sectors, non-mortgage or finance related. Coming here for 3 days, and I see this guy coming in. I already interviewed with everybody else there. He kept me waiting, and I'm like, I'm almost about to get up and walk out. And then I see this guy come walking in fast, and as soon as he comes in, he's got about 30 loan officers all waiting for him to come through,
Yeah.
ask him all types of questions. And I just see him spitting off all these answers real quick off the top of his head.
Exactly who he
like it
is.
was second nature. And I'm like, let me guess, that's the guy I've been waiting for.
Exactly.
So after meeting with him and so on and so forth, I can't really say anything bad about him.
Yeah.
Me and him
like
butt heads,
I
but-
mentioned, he juggles
Yeah.
he juggles 30, 40 things at one time so
sure.
comfortably, so smoothly, and he finds solution like that one for my file. I mean, I called him up on a mortgage, talking about mortgages a couple days ago. So we got a client, foreign national client, and Javier goes, no problems. I mean, it took him seconds, just seconds over the phone. Okay.
Years of
And by the way,
experience.
here's the best part about him, Patty. You know what time I called him? Javi. I think it was I called him Javi. Us Latin people. we changed his name from Javier to Javi. Unbelievable.
Xavier, caviar.
Yeah.
I don't like caviar.
No, you know what? Latin people. Caviar.
Somebody called me caviar the other day.
No way.
It's Javier, not caviar. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I've been called a lot of things, but that one kind of, I was like, I don't like that one too much. We're good.
It's a hard one to
But,
own.
It's a hard one.
as
Call me Xavier if you want, but okay.
Yeah, as professionals, sir, not a problem. Just sign here, okay? We're gonna do your loan. But I called him up and I spoke to him. It was late at night. It was probably about 9 o'clock at night. He answers his phone. He answers his phone.
Yes.
Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, he answers his phone. That is so important in a realtor's life because a lot of individuals out there, they have a job from Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday. And some of them, you've seen them have doble trabajo, uno de día y uno de noche. They have double jobs from daytime and at nighttime as well too, So the only time that they got off are going to be holidays, weekends, and you guys are always there for them. I mean, you guys are amazing. It's
something that I teach the guys is, it's physically impossible to answer every call, of course.
Yeah, of
But you know what happens though?
Of course.
And I tell these guys the following. What I do is I use my phone, right? Just like if it's my personal assistant. If I missed a call because I was on a call with another customer, when I hang up with that call, I immediately call the red number back, right?
Yeah.
You all have iPhone nowadays, right? They get the red missed call. I make sure that I don't leave my office until every red number
here.
is called back, right?
Same here.
And every text message is answered, right?
Yes.
Even if it's 10 at night, 11 o'clock at night, doesn't matter. I make sure I get a return phone call back.
You'll love this one. I've got sometimes on my phone 105 texts that I got to answer, okay? And my wife doesn't love this, but I go and I'll lie down on the couch and I go, I'm not moving from here until I answer 105 texts. When I'm done, then I'll prepare for the dinners, I'll prepare for everything and things like that. But that's one thing I admire about you guys. You guys are amazing. I mean, she is too, because she helps out. Even though she's not she's not in the lending business, meaning as a loan officer, but people still call her for advice. Who should I talk to? ¿A quién debo llamar?
When
¿Qué hacerlo?
Javier no answered the phone,
They call you.
Yes. Everybody called me and answered the text.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Does a lot behind the scenes.
A lot behind the scenes. She's a marketing queen.
She's
right?
she's a marketing queen. Mm-hmm. So guys, I've got a super important question, and I'm dealing with this. I'll be dealing with this now in a couple of days, as I told you, a meeting I got coming up. I love it. I love this. This is our competition. Now, competition, I'm never afraid of it. I admire it.
Yeah. Agreed.
The more I know about you, I go, yes.
Yeah.
And I stay quiet. Yeah. So what do you think about this idea, Ishmael? I go, oh, you're doing really, really well. You know why I want you to keep doing really well? Because you're doing really, really horrible. So I want to get you guys' point of view on this one here. So now they're advertising to a lot of the realtors to get them to recruit them to come in, So listen, not only do we have all of these fancy pyramids and all this pay plans and all this nonsense, I'm telling you. Yeah. And even to make it to that, to make it to those fancy pyramids and make it to that second level of a higher commission, or a third level to make it to a higher commission, okay? You've got to be vested at that company for 2 years, 3 years. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it made so much money on you for years. But one of the things I love the best is called AI. Now, we're big on AI. Social media AI is not going to go away.
No.
But this is the way they're using it right now. The way they're using it is, you are going to have to answer your phone less. Listen to this. You're going to have to answer your phone less. Nowadays, your client is going to call your special line that was provided to you, ask a question to the answering machine that answers, and they are going to give you the question back. That will never, ever work. When we're dealing with humankind, like you said before, okay, where there are so many entities, so many people involved, and it's human emotions, AI can't handle it. They will destroy a perfectly good deal by not knowing what to say back from a computer answering it. Because the way that I put deals together sometimes for, again, title companies, mortgages, even for our own sellers and realtors and things like that, is by calling and speaking to both parties. the seller,
course.
the buyer,
Right.
finding out what her needs are, what your needs are, and seeing how I can bring you guys together.
It's an art.
AI can't do that.
Sure.
But
It's
here's
the
what
art.
the,
Sorry to interrupt you. It's the art of the deal, right? The
Exactly.
art of the
Deal.
deal that AI can never do.
you need that
Right.
human touch, that human person.
100%.
But what they're saying is, and this is what people are falling for, very new realtors and things like that, they're thinking that they're going to work less. Nothing, I don't think you guys have ever seen, I mean, honestly, in real estate, you're supposed to make money, but you work hard for it. You really work really hard for it. Not that some computer's going to answer back a question, and give them the right answer on what to do. They're going to cancel the file. It's going to get dropped or something like that. But that's something right now that I'm seeing a great deal of, and I go, darn it, great for those other real estate companies out there that are offering this to their realtors. You'll have to work less, and your answering machine, their AI, will answer all your questions for you. Are you kidding me? That
Yeah.
you're going to be losing deals left and right.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
I agree 100%. I'll give you one good answer for that. Back in 2000, I remember 2001, we had the first mortgage company that thought that they could run mortgages all by the internet. They don't need us loan officers, right?
And-
Mortgage.com, remember them? They're the first ones. Mortgage.com came out.
Doesn't work.
And what happened? They went out of business within a year and a half.
Always.
Then we had the famous Rocket Mortgage, right? The famous Rocket Mortgage,
Yeah.
right? What happened to them? They got in trouble, right? So why did they get in trouble? Because 86% of their applications were denials.
Exactly.
Think about that. So, because there is something that has to do with the art of the deal.
That's right.
I don't care how perfect a consumer is, as far as their W-2, their income, whatever.
Yeah.
There's always something, right?
Always something
on
pops
the
up.
bank
Large
statement.
deposit.
Yeah.
A bank statement, large deposit that
Yeah.
the aunt gave them or
Unsourced.
whatever, a sort.
Yeah.
And they deny it right away, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we're us where we go, okay, we're not going to disclose that bank statement. Let's just wait another month, whatever. You know what I mean? Those are kind of things that, unfortunately, it's called the art of the deal.
Exactly.
You need human touch to be able
Yes.
to review those
Yes.
documents and be able to say, okay,
Yes.
this is what we need to make this work, or this is what we have to do to make it work. Because our jobs as lenders and you as the realtor
Yeah.
is to work
Yeah.
together to get that deal closed, right?
Yes.
So what do I have to do to put it together, the perfect puzzle, so it works?
Precisely.
And that puzzle doesn't work with AI. It never
It
has,
never
and it never
will
and it
work.
never will. It never will.
Never will.
What the AI does for us
Yeah.
is not to work less. And this is what I tell my guys. It's not for me to work less. It's for me to work smarter
Precisely.
and even harder
More
to do
efficient.
more, be more
More
efficient,
efficient.
so I can do what? More volume. How can I
Precisely.
close more? I don't want to close less, even though I'm not going to say my age. I want to close. I don't want to say my age because you already threw me out there a couple times. Already.
No.
Let's just say that I start
Guys,
with three.
I love Javier. We're very good friends. You guys have no idea, okay? I get to do this here. I get to pick
But I
on you a
will
little bit.
say this. I want to do more.
Yeah.
I always want to improve. One thing I always like to do is look at my numbers in the past and how each year I can do more.
Yeah.
If it's $1 million more, I
Yeah.
want to do more, right?
Precisely.
Because then that's $1 million more homes, for example. I would sell.
And we don't do it for the love of money. We just
No.
do it because we love the passion, the work, and just
100%.
the knowing that we achieved it.
100%.
We are accomplishing goals
100%.
that we're capable of doing.
You know what it is for me? I'll tell you. For us at the company, we are proud to say that for 11 years, we're
Yeah.
the number one branch in the company.
Oh yeah.
Out of
I know that.
160 branches. Think about
Yeah,
that as a
yeah,
nationwide
yes,
company.
yes.
And by the way, Absolute just acquired 2 more companies in the last
Wow.
60 days.
Congratulations.
We're now going to be a top 25 lender in the United States.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. And that for me this year, I told Jesse, we're going to have to work a little harder this year because we have a lot more competition coming in, right? And I don't want to lose my crown, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah,
I don't want to lose our
yeah.
crown, right?
I don't think you will.
Rings, belts, we get it all.
I don't think you will.
I hope not either. You know what I mean?
They better be sharp.
That'll be a very humbling experience
They
for us.
better
11
be
years,
sharp.
That's right.
They better be sharp.
That's why we do this, right? It's to be the best of what we can.
Yeah.
The money follows, right?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
follows. What we
Yeah,
care
you're
about
right.
is
People.
providing great service, making dreams come true, and being the best,
Exactly.
and then being rewarded every
Exactly.
year when we go to corporate and we have this huge party and we're
Exactly.
getting rewarded for that.
Talking about a little bit about mortgages and trying to help out, our realtors to understand a little bit about you guys. Not only do you have the perfect FHA loans, conventional loans, VA loans, also, like I called you up on that foreign national.
Right.
How many people really have great foreign national loans? And they're like super easy. I mean,
They are.
you told me what I need, and I go, this is a done deal.
A lot of people don't know about them.
Yeah, they
That's the
don't.
biggest thing, right? What do most people do when they don't know something? They push it off to the side, they go into something else, right? But there's a lot of loan programs, and that's what's great that we take pride ourselves in as well, is that we have all of them at our fingertips, and we're knowledge about all of them.
Right.
Sometimes we, like for reverse mortgages, we have a specialist in our office that's all they specialize in, right? We can be great at a lot of things, but you can be good at a lot of things, but you can be great only in a few.
Right.
So that's why we always have to have
You know, I think I
specialists
want
in
you
certain
guys to
portions.
talk about that now in one of our other classes. See, reverse mortgages are not the old reverse mortgages that when they first started.
Sure.
Reverse
Changed.
mortgages is a
Many
great
changes.
thing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Sure.
I have my mom, okay, 87 years old, and I have been trying so hard to get her to do a reverse mortgage. I go, Mom, I don't need the money. I don't want $1 from this house. I want you to go enjoy your life.
Enjoy what you have left.
Go
Absolutely.
go on vacation.
Vacation.
Vete en vacación.
Right.
Go visit. Go. I don't know where you want to go, but that's
Yeah.
your money.
100%.
There is so much
They have
money.
a black eye, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But you know what it is? The biggest thing that I hear, sorry to interrupt you, is people think of reverse mortgages. They think that the bank is going to take,
No.
owns, and takes your house.
Right.
And they don't do that.
And
No.
just think of it, just to break it down quickly and to everybody that's out there.
Yes.
A reverse mortgage is the exact opposite, right? If we have a family member that just had kids, so on and so forth, they come to us, they want to purchase a house, we go ahead and they clear to close. They pay the bank every month principal and interest payments, right? That's called a forward mortgage.
Right.
FHA and conventionals, right?
Right.
The reverse mortgage is for people that are over 62 that have equity in their home that
Right.
they've utilized, paid all the money into, built the equity into their property,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden now get to a certain age that it allows them, because most of them could be on fixed incomes, so it allows them to go ahead and take advantage of the equity that's in their home, and like you just mentioned, live
Enjoy their life.
wipe out the
Enjoy
principal
it.
and interest payment of the mortgage, and basically either take out a large lump sum of cash, or they can even get monthly payments that come back
Yeah.
to them, reverse of what the
You know
forward
what,
mortgage is.
Jesse, as well too. As you get older, there are more. Unfortunately, it's just part about getting old. You'll need more medications and things like that. And some of
Sure.
those pills
Right.
some of those medications are darn expensive.
Yes.
So it's really nice to know that you've got that nest egg
Sure.
that you can
can draw off of.
for your quality of life and
100%.
things like that. And
Absolutely.
then go. And not only that, to go enjoy your life.
Sure.
Go enjoy your life
Absolutely.
by going and spending this money, especially if the children don't need it, which a lot of parents, they don't need it. They've got the equity.
Sure.
Everybody
know?
wants to see their parents well, right?
Right, exactly.
Nothing sadder to me that when I go into a Publix or Winn-Dixie and I
Right.
see,
Oh my God, yeah.
an
Oh
older
my
gentleman
God.
sitting
Yeah.
there bagging groceries
Yes,
at
sir.
78 years
Yes,
old,
sir.
and worse that he has a house that's free and clear,
Right.
Someone's not
right?
educated them.
Right.
I think
So
we
what-
should do a class. You guys should do a class on that. That
Sure,
one's so important because there are so many people out there that could really use those services. Because they
You can use them
they-
for purchases too. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You can
Yes.
reverse mortgage on a purchase.
For
They come up with a
investments?
down payment. No, for their primary residence, right? So if
Got
somebody
it.
sells their house or they have retirement or whatever the case may be, rather than pulling out of the equity, they come up with a large down payment and then they just wipe out their mortgage payment.
Got
But
it.
to go back to what the biggest misconception is they think that the bank owns their home.
Right.
So say, for example, God forbid something happened to your parents.
Yes.
Or say sometimes they wanted to downsize, right?
Yeah.
It's the same way. You order a payoff from the bank, whatever's owed, you go
paid
ahead
off.
and pay off if you
Right.
sell. They
and,
take the
and
proceeds.
any equity that's left,
Goes
God
to-
forbid something happened to the children or the parents, the children take over, they sell the house, the additional proceeds of what's not owed on the loan goes back to
Which
the
is
kids.
the equity.
Is the equity. It goes to the
right? It
children.
goes back to the children.
So the bank
See what
never
I mean?
owns
Right.
your home.
Yeah.
It's a big
Reverse
misconception.
mortgages
Yeah.
are phenomenal.
And it's so safe today in a sense that they're
They are.
they're cutting the LTVs very low. The LTV is known as a loan to value.
Yeah.
So loan to value is so low that
Yeah.
a lot of times it's the kids are still getting equity in those properties.
Oh my God!
So-
You know what's something Javier? We got to do this in Spanish. And we'll bring Jesse along so he can freshen up on the Spanish.
You know,
we will bring him along so he can freshen up on the
I need it.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Yeah, he knows a little Spanish. He knows
He
a little
does
Spanish.
really good. But
Try.
this conversation. I could go on and on for it.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
actually going through this with my mom, and I just think that
It's hitting
our
home.
audience needs to know about this.
Yeah.
Our realtors need to know about this
Yeah.
and the benefits that they can receive.
Correct.
Now, not to changing topics, but how many people can buy homes nowadays with about just $2,000 out of pocket. They can't even rent a home with $2,000. They need first, last, security. If there's an HOA fee, credit report,
costs.
background, exactly.
I'll jump in
And
there.
how many individuals can actually buy a primary residence with only $2,000 out of pocket?
We just closed one with one of your realtors,
Yeah.
Aluska. You can ask her. One of
Yeah.
her clients bought it with $850.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And she just closed last week.
Yes.
A purchase price of $500,000. So they
Yeah.
bought a 510 to be exact. 510,
Amazing.
$800.
Wow.
And how do we do that? We have a program called Absolute Zero, where we finance the down payment. Okay. So we finance a 3.5% down payment in a form of a second mortgage.
Got
okay.
it.
And they pay it over a 10-year period. Okay. And then we also have to receive contribution from the sellers, a seller
Yeah,
contribution.
exactly. We need seller contribution.
Right, with the help from the
For the
realtors.
closing costs.
Correct, for the closing costs.
For the closing
That's how
costs.
we're able to put it together.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of individuals out there, families that I've been doing. I've been in the business 32 years. I've owned Partnership Realty over 28 years, but we've been helping a lot of people with these down payment assist programs
Yep.
for many, many years. Because there's a lot of families out there. They've got a couple of children, and it's just difficult for them to save up.
Right.
$23,000, $25,000 or $30,000.
Sure.
It's literally impossible for them to
Yeah.
do this. And here, they don't have to rent anymore. We get them out of the rental community
100%.
into the home ownership. Oh my God, here we go.
Here we go,
We were
here we go.
missing him. Te
Some-
estaba extrañando.
Yo sé, yo
I
sé.
was
All right.
missing
Pero
that.
teníamos
Thank
una
goodness. Little
clase.
wake me up, huh? Little wake me up.
Oh,
Right?
yes, sir.
Teníamos una clase, teníamos a atender unos realtors, pero primero son ustedes, aquí estamos.
Patty, la que estaba peleando, que nos dice que no te había
Pari,
visto.
Pari es terrible.
Fanny quería y el cafecito me preguntó una
cafecito
cuantas
y el
veces.
agua.
Thank you,
El
thank you, thank you,
cafecito
thank
me
you,
había
thank you.
dicho. Gracias,
Yo,
thank you.
yo.
Oh my God, I look forward so much about
Yeah.
this. Gracias, Emma.
Fantastic.
Disfrútenlo, disfrútenlo.
Thank you, thank you.
Qué rico.
Let me just do a quick promotion for you, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
Where else can you work at where you have lunch provided, your education? Okay?
Nowhere.
And
Yeah.
you get coffee, right?
Yeah.
And you have Edmund, right? Nowhere else. Last time I checked, I'm not going to say names and you get mad when I mention the names. But the other real estate big companies,
Yeah.
they charge you for copy.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
All right.
No, wait, Edmund,
Edmund.
don't leave. Come up, baby, one momentico. This is you're gonna love this, Javier. You're gonna love this. Edmund, ven para atrás, ven para atrás. We had a gentleman, no, it's a young lady that came from another big mortgage company. These are Wall Street companies.
Yep.
Okay, they're already up in Wall Street and so forth like that. How much cobraban cuánto cobraban por una taza de café at their office? How much were they charging for a cup of coffee at their office?
Sí,
¿Te acuerdas?
un poco de plata, $4, $7, $5, una cosa.
For a cup of coffee.
So what he was saying was that they were being charged $4 to $6 for a cup
Yes,
of coffee.
sir, for a cup of
Wow.
coffee.
Yeah.
No,
So-
we hand it out
Aquí
for
es-
free here.
Yeah, for free here.
Water,
Esa-
coffee,
this is
lunch.
the only office that had a chef.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're the only ones that have our own chef.
Yeah.
There is no other agency that has their own chef.
100%.
There he is.
No,
This is the
we're blessed.
Yeah,
I know,
there's-
I
we're
know.
very
There's no
blessed.
question about that.
But we're blessed because we got you guys.
He do my food every day.
Well, that's why you look so good.
Yes.
Exactly,
He
exactly.
do my
Yeah.
food
All
every day.
organic. Well, I will say that.
My diet.
Let me
No, era buenísimo.
let me add
Sí,
one
pero
more
he
thing.
cooking for me every day.
Sí, no, yo
Yeah,
sé.
uh-huh.
No, él le cocina. Our chef also cooks for a lot of our,
Realtors,
lunch
yeah.
for a lot of our realtors.
Yeah.
So they have their own,
Packages,
and depending on
Meal
what,
plans.
Meal plans.
just depending on your calories or your diet and so forth. He's a phenomenal
He
chef.
call me
Yes.
every night.
He's a chef.
Patricia, what do you want tomorrow? You want a filet mignon? You want a chicken?
Filet mignon, fantastic.
Yeah,
All right.
come filet mignon, two
I
times a week.
think I'm gonna
Where would you
add.
want
Two times a week, two
Yeah.
times a week.
You're gonna make me look bad.
I was
you know
gonna
what
say, hey, what's going on over here?
I don't even have a bag of chips in my house, you know?
You really need.
Sorry.
I don't know.
BYOB.
Like we said before, competition
Go
is
back.
really a good word.
Yeah.
We don't get mad. You know what that does?
Keeps you on your toes.
It just exactly
100%.
keep us on our toes.
Accountability,
So
yeah.
guess what? Get a chef like this here. You want to step up the partnership realty? You better get a chef.
We'll
like
just
that
come here more often. Is what we'll do.
Yeah. Get a free lunch.
No free lunch.
But you know what? While I'm in the topic of promoting partnership, I do want to say one thing, and I think it's important. One of the things why I value working with you, Ismail, and everybody out there in the audience. One of the biggest things that I see, that we see as mortgage companies dealing with not just not just with the let's just say realtors from this area, but realtors.
Right.
I'm licensed in New Jersey, New York, so I deal with a lot of realtors in Jersey as well. A lot of companies up there. Ismail is the one, Partnership Realty and Ismail, the only ones that I've seen how you defend your people. I know I told you that before, but I value that so
Yeah,
much because you
greatly.
know what? We're in a world today of compliance.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to get worse.
Oh, yes,
It's
sir.
going to
Yes,
get
sir.
regulation is coming.
sir.
It's coming
Yes, sir.
harder every year.
Well, it should.
Okay, and that's okay.
I agree.
And that's what makes us special. We have a
Right.
great system, right? And that's something that's important, that you are with the right real estate company. All this is important, the coffee, the lunch, all that. But you know what? What's more important than that is having someone at your back to protect you. And that's this man right here.
Thank you
All right?
very much.
I had to throw that out
Thank
there. I'm
you.
sorry. I always
No,
gotta do
no,
it.
which is true, which is very true. I really help our realtors, at all given times. I'm available for them 7 days a week, including holidays. In fact, what I tell them is, if you don't call me, I really get angry. I don't say them particularly those words. I just tell them, I'm not going to be really happy if you don't call me, because now we got an issue in our hands. And if you would have called me prior to,
Right.
we could have prevented this issue.
Sure.
We could have dismantled this issue.
Sure.
We could have found a solution, and it would have not become an issue. It will become, it's just normal practice for us in real estate, and close the deal.
Right,
Because
exactly.
that's what our job is here for.
Right.
And we're not just looking out for our client. We're looking out when our client, if we're representing a buyer who's buying from a seller, we're looking out for the seller's interest as well too.
Absolutely.
The listing, there's, like you said, Jesse,
Yep.
there are so many entities involved.
Correct.
So many entities involved,
Correct.
And so
Correct.
I totally agree with you on that one there, And one of the things about partnership realty, what people don't really realize is, and this is not my stats. You can look it up, nar.org. Look it up. nar.org says that out of one transaction, it equates to about $90,000.
I think it's a great thing.
$90,000
Yep.
Wow.
in commission,
Yep.
okay, and in money that is funneling throughout our community. Now, the salesperson could be making $15,000, but see, it's not the salesperson; it's the salesperson, and at the brokerage firm and everybody that works there is getting paid.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
because that one deal closed,
Yep.
thanks to you guys. You can't close a deal without a title company. Impossible. So they're getting paid.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
So look at the money. Now, there's another real estate agency involved, and that realtor, that real estate agency is getting involved. And if there's a lender involved, from the loan originator to the processor to the underwriter to the the compliance department, everyone there, the closing department, they're also getting paid.
Even the chef's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Have you ever tried to insure a property that doesn't belong to you? You can't.
You can't.
So now the insurance
Insurance
company's
company.
getting paid. The survey company's getting paid. The investor,
The appraiser.
the contractor, the appraiser, the HOA, the estoppel. I mean, but look at all the entities
Yep.
that are getting a check once a deal closes.
Then also, what happens?
It
you
trickles.
you need to buy furniture.
It trickles.
Now City
They go
Furniture.
out to lunch.
Moving company.
They go out. The moving companies come in. You got to buy furniture. That's why I'm
Clean
saying
crews.
that
Yep.
they, out of one transaction, it's not just 10, 12, 15, $30,000. I mean, their stats were it's $90,000.
I love that stat. It's an amazing stat. It really
Yeah,
is.
I mean, and it truly is. But you got some of these agencies like we were talking about. That's why they don't really bother me, because they have a monthly fee, and then they charge these realtors all these monthly fees, and they can care less if their realtors
Subscription
close or if they don't close.
Yeah, because they're making money on this.
They're making their money on that monthly fee, not us. But see, that's a one-way highway. Here, when we close the deal, the money now is being circulated in our community.
Sure.
So now that's a healthy community.
100%.
That's a healthy environment.
Yep.
So yeah, no, we are different. And I'm been doing it right for 28 years like this. I'm not going to change it.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
not going to
you
change it.
gave me that stat the other day, by the way, and I loved it. Because then I just bought a place recently for myself, and I remember
Oh.
running a check out to the blind.
Okay.
The blind guy. I did my blinds.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, there you go. The
even
blind guy.
the blind guy.
See what I mean?
Charged me $2,000 for blinds.
There you
right?
go.
Interior decorator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See what I mean?
So
Sure.
go to show you just how it funnels, right?
You know, and
Indirectly.
he goes out and probably takes the family out to dinner.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Gracias, man. Thank
After
you so
$2,000
much.
I was charged, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. No, he probably got salesman of the month. I bet if you walk into that blind company's company and you'll see his photo up there, salesman of the month.
The greatest salespeople are the worst buyers.
Oh
right?
my God! Right here on the first one, yeah, the greatest.
I get sold everything and anything.
Oh my! I am so easy. I go in there and I'm a lay down.
100%.
I'll walk in.
I got a
and
big
they'll-
sign that says "I buy."
Lay
Right?
down. Don't give me the
Blank
speech.
check.
Don't give me the speech. Tell me what it is. Done deal. Here it is. It's signed. Let's
Exactly,
move forward.
exactly.
I swear to God, that is so true. I am such a lay down. You know, I really am, man. You know.
And you want to get better, right? You're like, no, today I'm going to go in there. I'm just going to ask the questions. I'm not signing. I'm not buying anything. Next thing you know, I'm signing for the car. And I'm like, why am I doing this? You know?
I am a lay down. And you know, whoever sells to me, I guarantee you that their plaque will go up there and their photo salesman of the month. You know, because he just.
Did you know Airbnb rates the customers?
Yeah.
I just found that out. As a landlord, right? Say you're the person,
Okay.
the host, that you rate you get rated for your house.
Yeah.
But also the consumers get rated. So I found out that I had a huge, great rating. I go, no wonder I'm a laid down. Of course I got a great rating.
Listen to that. Yeah, and I'm the same way. We go to Airbnbs, right?
Sure.
And when we leave from there, they really don't need to call a cleaning crew to come
I'm the
in
same
there.
way. I keep
It is
it-
so immaculate.
Yes, yeah.
I promise
I do
you,
the same
it
thing.
is so freaking immaculate
Yeah.
that the cleaning crew is going to come in for nothing. You know?
I think you're not going to be a top 10 of Airbnb renters.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. But you know, it's a matter of having work ethics,
Yep.
good work ethics,
Yep.
and having and all that as what you're doing.
Well, you kind
know?
of touched base on that earlier, right? When you brought up AI, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I can tell you a story. We had a guy that came in, what was it, 6-7 years ago? I won't use any names, but he came in to interview, and we're sitting there, we're talking to him about what type of tools that he would need to go ahead and be successful. He was coming over from another heavy-hitting competitor,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there learning his growing pains, what he liked, what he didn't like. And one of the things he asked, he goes, do you guys have a system that on the weekends I don't have to answer my phone?
Oh my God!
Look, you got to hear this.
It sends out.
Ah.
It sends out an online electronic application
I
link
love 'em.
where they could put all their docs in and do this and do this and do this. We're sitting here scratching our head, and he starts getting steam almost coming out of his ears. And I'm like, I'm not. Let him finish. And he's like, really? Why would you like that? He
This
goes,
is all
'Cause you know what?
positive news."
He's like, on the weekends and after hours, after 5, I just don't like to answer my phone.
Yeah.
He basically goes, get out of my office. I've heard enough. Pack your bag. Get out of the Italian leather chair.
Exactly.
Get out of my office.
Exactly.
So that's
See
what's
what
gonna
I
be
mean?
happening.
trying
It
to be rude
doesn't
about it.
work. It won't work.
It's not. There's
But
no
one
reason
thing
for success.
of this story that you shared with me, Jesse, is that I love that competitor. Keep it going, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
Keep it
it
up.
going. You guys are doing a
Absolutely.
great
Absolutely.
job.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Ever.
You know what my favorite thing is? I say all the time, no one will outwork me.
Right.
That's it. I will always win because
Yeah.
no one will outwork
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. And we
Period.
do it for the love
Yeah.
of just helping
Sure.
people.
Well,
I swear
that's
to
the biggest
helping
paycheck,
people.
right? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
If you
it
don't do it
is.
for the money
It
anymore.
is.
Just the actual compassion that you have when you hear a family
Yeah.
call you back and their family's reaching out to you or
Absolutely.
posting stuff online.
Well, like you said, the children now are calling you
yeah.
back
That's,
and
to
things
me,
like
that's
that.
been the
What a
biggest thing for me.
compliment.
That's the biggest thing for me. You know, and not one. I've had like 9 or 10 the
Yeah,
last
I know.
year, and I'm like, so awesome.
What a compliment.
Yeah.
What a compliment. But no, I mean, seriously, Absolute Home Mortgages, you guys are amazing. I mean, we do a lot of stuff together, and I've been to a lot of events with you guys, and you guys don't hold back. You guys do. You guys are. You're always there at the top of the food chain.
We
Top of the food
believe
chain.
in investing, right? So my biggest thing is if we don't invest in marketing, then how are we supposed to close business?
Absolutely
right?
not. Yeah, no one will know about you.
You can't be cheap, right? One thing we're not is we're not cheap.
No.
I mean, we will spend the money. We will do
Yeah.
what's necessary to be your partner, to be in those locations, be in those events, so we can meet people and grow our business.
Precisely. And help them
so,
too.
100%.
Because what we're doing is we're giving them great help. I mean,
course.
phenomenal help.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm like that. That's the only way I think. That's the only way I think. And I get individuals all the time. We do a lot of marketing, as you can see. Because marketing is it. Like marketing and AI is not going to go away.
It's not.
That's not going to go back. Social media, forget it, guys.
Have you seen this? You see this old guy recently? This old guy. Yeah, this old guy. I even say calling myself the old guy. This old guy had to change. So what am I doing now? You
Yeah.
can see me with social media.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
posting. I'm doing YouTube.
Yes,
doing
sir.
this and that. Because those are things that if we
The
don't
way-
educate and do those things, we're not going to grow. Right?
No, absolutely
So-
not. And we're not going to go back to the old days.
No.
It's just going to get, unfortunately, it's just going to get better and
It's young-
better.
it's
and
young
better.
Adapt
man's
with time, right?
adapt with
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's a
it
young
is.
man's game.
Yeah, but that AI, I'm telling you, I could talk about it forever.
Sure.
And it's just like that gentleman that came to you. Goes, do you have a system that I don't have to work on weekends?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
so.
What do we need you
I
for?
would have walked him right out the door. I go, please come with me.
No, he'll tell you,
know?
my ears were steaming, for real. And I'm like, what am I listening to right now? You know what I mean? Yeah. You can leave now. please.
And the good thing about that, at the end of the day, what you take with you is that you go, that's our competitor that's
Yeah.
doing
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yay!
100%.
Good job,
It
competitor.
could be a competition.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's what you're
keep it
competing
going,
against.
buddy. You're doing
100%,
such a great job.
100%.
No, we need to be there 7 days a week for them and provide them with everything. So you guys have even private equity. Not private equity, but private mortgages as well too for
We do.
to help people
We
with
do.
commercial loans
Sure. Yeah.
and
We have relationships
individuals
with a lot of investors.
investors
that are
exactly.
open those
Yeah.
doors for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, we go to different things. We'll go to Vegas or we'll go to Miami. We'll
Yeah.
go to Jacksonville. We'll go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Different conferences to be able to meet other private banks and
Right.
other firms that are coming out with the newest and hottest product.
Yeah.
And that's why we do those things, so we can make sure we have that as well.
Can you tell me a little bit about new construction? Someone buying a lot. How are we with those programs right now? Buying an actual lot and getting a construction loan.
Construction loan,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, it's coming more and more.
I see that,
You're
right,
seeing a
that's
lot
why I
more out
asked.
there.
Yep.
Not even with the actual builders themselves,
Right.
But saying, for just use an example, a lot out in Waxahachie, right?
Yes.
Somebody goes out there, they have an acre and a half that they see, they fall in love with, they love
Yes.
the school district, whatever the case may be, and they want to build on it. Well, what we can do is in one construction loan, they can purchase the actual property. They can bring into the actual hard and soft costs of the construction build, where it gets paid out in draws, and at the end, we can go ahead and refinance them into long-term conventional process.
Amazing.
Right. So it takes it all off the front. So there, obviously, because it could be a lot of moving parts in that as well. Now you got
Yeah.
builders involved, inspectors for the
Yeah.
county, so on and so forth. So we have programs that we streamline that. Absolutely.
Amazing. How about 1099s? Self-employed individuals.
What we do, we help them with.
I thought you were gonna give us a challenge, man. I thought you were gonna give us a challenge.
Yeah, right. Well, that's my specialty, I should say. I love the self-employed community.
It's that you guys got it all. I can't give you a challenge. You got it all.
Of course not.
Anything
Of
I
course
say, you're gonna go, oh come on. Give me something like someone's going to the moon or something like that. They need a space
You need a
shuttle.
Huffy bike. You need a loan on a
space
Huffy
shuttle.
bike. Here's your guy.
Exactly.
So how about 1099s?
So, I always like to say that my specialty is self-employed people. I love that
Yes,
community because why?
Yes,
Because
sir.
self-employed, and I want my realtors also feel the same way. The self-employed community are the individuals that have money. They have money.
oh yes, they do.
Okay? They have money.
They really
So
do.
what happens that
The
a lot
tradesmen?
of first thing we do is
Yeah.
we look at taxes. Okay, we look at tax returns. Tax returns come out and we have enough filed. Great, easy government loan, no problem.
Exactly.
But if we look at it and there's not enough income, because obviously they have a lot of expenses and
Precisely,
they
they do.
don't want to pay
Self-employed.
40 grand taxes to declare enough money to buy a house for $500,000. You got to declare over 100,000 nowadays. So what happens? We have other programs. We have a bank statement program. Now we ask for 12-month bank statements.
Yeah.
Review it. Use deposits
Phenomenal.
only. Listen to this. If your credit score is 700,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
and you're buying with 15% down, I can get you right in the sixes.
Oh my God.
Think about that.
For a self-employed 1099,
Yes.
6%.
Yes.
That is
Think about
unheard of.
Unheard of.
Unheard
so
of.
This bank is so aggressive right now, and we're sitting in a lot of business with that
Yeah.
program. But let's just say, for example, the bank statements don't work because a lot of your money is cash and you just
Right.
you don't deposit it, right?
Right.
Well, then I have another program for them called the P&L program, where all I do is have one little piece of paper, get sent to their accountant, they fill it out, what they gross with the cash they have, and we use that for income, and we don't verify anything.
That's amazing.
Simple. You know what I mean? Simple.
That's amazing.
I got one even better for you. What if the accountant says, I don't want to do that, okay?
Yeah.
Then I have a program where with 25% down, we don't have any income.
See what I mean?
We leave the application blank. No
Yeah.
job, no nothing. Bank statement, we close. Simple as that.
I think I've got one because we're actually running out of time. But the problem is I could stay with you guys here. I love financing, as you can tell. I could stay with you guys for hours and hours more.
And we love talking
The
about
more
this.
we know about financing, the better we could be at our jobs.
Easier makes your job, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've got one to just, I want to close the show with this one here.
Sure.
Okay. So you've got individuals, again, you know, with self-employed, people that are buying like second homes or investment homes and things like that. You got the debt service loans.
Yes.
Okay. Your debt service loans, are they typical? Well, first of all, what is a debt service loan? First of all. Second of all, are they typical to the other ones that, for example, let's say that they're going to do a regular appraisal, but what they're going to look at is whatever the mortgage payment is, and then they're going to do an appraisal on what the current market rate is that the rental rates are going for. And let's just use an example. Say the mortgage payment is about $3,500, but for example, the properties are being rented out for around $3,200. Do you what programs can
Let's
you
touch base
offer?
on that, right?
I'll let
So
that this on that one.
DSCR, debt service coverage ratio.
Yes.
Right? That's what the acronym basically stands for.
Yes.
And what's becoming a very, very hot product.
Yes, it
And the
has
reason
become a
it
hot
is
product.
because it's making it more and more easier for investors, just like yourself, right?
Yes.
To go out once you have, say, some of the investors that we work with have 10, 15, 20 doors under their belt.
Yes.
On tax returns, try looking through a tax return with 20 different investment properties.
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
absolute nightmare, number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You're going to make a underwriter angry. They don't like to file.
Yeah.
So they simplified it, right? So what they did by that is basically by putting at least 15% down. We have programs go as little as
Yeah,
15%
which is nothing for an
down
investor.
For an investor, correct? Goes and what they look at is the market rent in comparison to the actual mortgage payment.
Exactly.
The PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
Right.
Right. And as long as that could cover, we also have programs where we don't even have to look at ratios.
Holy
Right.
jeez.
Which means
Right.
that if the payment is, like you just mentioned, $3,200, sorry.
Yes,
jump in
sir.
There's
there.
no worries at all.
$3,200 is the mortgage payment, okay? No, $3,500 is the mortgage payment. The rent's $3,000. You're negative $500. We can still close it.
Still get the-
I heard about that one, and that's
Yes.
why I had to bring it in.
Sure.
That's why I had to bring it in.
They're a hot product right
Amazing
now. Yeah.
product.
Sure.
Yep.
Guys, I want to thank you for being
Thank you,
here.
Ryan.
We want to bring you back because this show has to get done again in Spanish, and you're gonna have to come back in here
Yeah, I'll
and
polish it
explain
up.
all this
There you
in
go.
Spanish.
Done.
So I
Done.
want to thank you, audience, for being here.
Thank
I want
you.
to thank
you.
our
Thank you.
guests,
Thank you.
Absolute Home Mortgage, for being here, and we need to bring them back. Hace falta traerlo para atrás en español.
Y en francés.
Sí.
En portugués.
En portugués.
Porque estos
Y speak
programas are
portugués.
Fala
super
portugués.
Y
important.
parla portugués.
So, hasta la próxima. Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.